Welcome to Full 18, and this is episode 4 of the series, and we are coming from the beautiful Wynyard Golf Club in the North East today. We know what the score is. We have to play to par in the series, see how many we can achieve, and today we get 12 shots, so let's go. So this is the first. It's a short par 5. I've sort of hit a nice tee shot here, but it's going to fade slightly. I'm going to be left in the rough, and I'm going to be with a difficult sort of second shot. Now, I've sort of gone for a fade around the tree here, and I'm going to be, well, you can say either unlucky or just stupid. It's going to literally almost come back to me off the tree. So there we go. We now have quite a way to play for the third shot. This is a 7-iron, so I'm just sort of trying to get it up around there. I've thinned it a little bit, and it's going to come up short, and it's going to leave me a bunker shot, I believe. Here we have it. Nice bunker shot. These are the tough ones from about 20 or 30 yards. I've played an okay-ish one. I mean, it's not great, but it's not all that bad neither. So here we are. This is the 5th shot. We need to get this up and down for a bogey. And I left myself a little bit of work there to do, so can I make it? I mean, the putting hasn't been great, but today it seems like it might be. And that's a bogey to start, 1 over to start with. A little note that I'm not playing the best in this round, so I wouldn't take much of it. But of course, this is going to go towards my handicap on YouTube with hopefully handicap tracker in the summer. This will be round 4 of it, so I think you need about 8 so to get a handicap and then play more, obviously. I striked one down the middle here, and then I've played a nice second shot into the green. I've come up with a long putt. Now the greens were quite slow here today, I'm not going to lie, but the greens were okay, and I've left myself with a tester. This is when you know whether your putting's going to be on form for the day. Obviously I put one in the first, but yeah, I missed that. I was quite unlucky. We were both surprised that it didn't turn in. I've gone bogey, and I'm 2 over through the first 2. 162, completely chunked it with a wood, and probably around about 60 yards short. Here we are. This was a cracking little shot in to leave me with a nice par effort. But, you know, these are the ones you've got to make to try and play to your handicap in full 18, and I've hit them short. This will be a thing of the day, hitting them short. Spoiler alert. So there we are, 3 over to 3. This is a terrible drive. I literally just swayed into it, leaving myself with a really tricky 200 and odd yard shot. Now, this is probably the best strike of the day. Hit a lovely 3-wood, and it was just short of the green really. But this green, it sort of goes up, and it's quite tiered, and it was wet down here, so it's a bit difficult to play. Probably took the wrong club out, duffed it, and then this one sort of grabbed on me. I was surprised by this, just sort of totally grabbed, and then again I turned that into a 6 when it should have really been a par. So yeah, 5 over to the first 4. I liked this hole. This was a nice hole. This was not just because of the outcome, but it was sort of a dog leg to the left, and then you had a bunker, and then I played a nice shot into this, which was an 8-iron, I think, to pin high, and then had this for a birdie, and this wasn't a bad putt either, if I remember rightly. Yeah, it was a good putt, that. And I'm going to just tap it in, and it's going to be a par. That's going to be the first par of the day, so it's took 5 holes to get a par. But yeah, it's not great, but I'm not playing amazing on this golf course, so yeah, this was a good tee shot. Obviously, you sort of play to a dogleg right. This is a temporary green, so it was a lot shorter than it should be. But I've played quite an okay shot as a second shot, and I probably shouldn't be putting on these, but yeah, we've done it, and we've made a 2-putt, and there is 2 pars in a row, so maybe a little bit back, but 157 yards. Now this was right into wind up the hill, and just sort of duffed my 3-wood. The stance was all wrong, everything was all wrong about that shot. And then this was a cracking little shot that I played. Just caught the downslope and raced past the pin. So that was unlucky. Obviously you'll see here it's gone past the pin by a lot, but it was played to perfection really. And yeah, another short putt, so it's going to be a bogey for that hole. The next tee shot was probably the worst of the day, if I'm honest. The 8th hole. Now you've got a bunker down the right, and that's just where you don't want to go. Just look at that. The stance and everything was awful. I need to sort of think about my alignment before I hit a shot. Yeah, and then this is just a bunker you can't go in. I probably could have got a wood out there, but I couldn't see the point. I thought just lay up with sort of an 8 or a 9, leave yourself with 77 yards. Now this was quite a good shot, it's such it's so much uphill you don't know where the ball's going, and I thought that it would have been quite close, but it come up short. And I played a nice chip. There's a bit of POV for you to make a 5. Now this was a really good drive. Threaded the bunkers and left myself with not a lot in, to be honest. 99 yards, but I just caught it so thin, it was unbelievable. I think, when you're thinking the clubhouse in the back, and yeah, it was just a shocking shot, and I ended up messing this right up, to be honest. Another thin that went through that I thought might have been the bunker, but fortunately it wasn't in the bunker. And this was similar to the 4th. I just sort of chunked it, and I thought it would run out a little bit better, but it didn't. And I've made a really, really poor 6 on this hole from 99 yards, and that was a massive, massive mistake. So it's bogey golf. That's all I can say it is at the moment at Wynyard. 9 over through the first 9, so over my handicap by considerably at the moment. Very similar to the first hole, a par 5, around about the same yardage. And again, hit almost the same kind of drive down the down the right, sorry. And then a duff, the second shot, similar again to the first. But it's run out a little bit, leaving me with sort of, 109 yards. 109 yards I got. Pulled this one really quite badly and ended up on the fringe. Sort of on the fringe in the rough. But this was underrated, this shot, to be honest. A little bit of a putter, and I could have birdied that, and I didn't. It was a nice par though. So back on the par train, hopefully. The 11th hole, it's a lot shorter than it should be. Obviously, we're playing off like the yellows. It's been moved up. Tough hole though. Played really long into the wind today, and threaded the bunkers. And still had 195 yards, but it was playing more like 240. It was extremely windy today at Wynyard, and I've pulled that one towards like the hedge, and I believe like the out of bounds, I think. But I played a nice shot here. This was a really, again, an underrated shot that left me with, I think it was about 3 or 4 foot for a nice par, maybe a bit further. Again, left short, and it's bogey. So yeah, it's not making any progress. 177 yards, and this is up a little bit. One place you can't go is the water, and I've gone in the water. Dreadful. Now this is how windy it was. I've hit a nice, it was okay-ish, but you're going to see the tripod just fall over in a minute. There we go. Tripod fell over again. This is being held, and I double bogey that hole. So it's really tricky with the wind, but that's golf. Now this is a good little hole. This was. I found the sand again. It was a good drive, but I found the sand, and it left me with it was downwind. It left me with about 90 odd yards, I think, maybe a little bit more. Pitching wedge, hit this really cleanly out of it, and it's going to come up on the short. It's going to come short on the fringe, and I'm going to be left. Probably should have chipped this, but there we go, it's gone again. The tripod. So windy, and this was for par. Again, theme of the day, short, and it's bogey golf again, 13 over through 13. 14. This wasn't too bad. It was a decent drive. I can't remember the second now. I don't think I played the second really well. Let's have a look. I think I might have duffed the second shot. Let's have a look. Yeah, I duffed that. So I completely duffed that second shot. Leaving, there I am, trying to practice. Still had the wood in. Now, this was a decent shot. But when you still got 240, 250 into wind, you know you're going to come up short. Still had quite a little pitch shot in. And I'm going to come up short of the green. But this was a really, really good putt. I remember this putt because one more roll and I would have had my par. Where it's just a tap in and I'm going to be still bogey golf, and it's going to be 14 over through 14. On to the next hole, and we really need to make some progress very, very soon. Lovely hole this, and I hit a nice little draw away from the water. I wasn't going to flirt with that water today. And this was well into wind again, 170, and I had to hit a 9-wood. Best 9-wood of the day easily, and I ended up pin high on the left of the hole on the green. Not a bad putt this, just started it too much to the right, and it's just a tap in for a par, so it's better than bogey golf now. Par 5, 16th, and I'm starting to try and make some moves now to get my handicap back. Get back to my handicap, I should say. Decent first, decent second. That's going to leave me with sort of... It was into wind again, so 110 I was hitting an 8 iron here. Smooth 8, and I hit it quite well. It's going to come up just on the fringe, but expect the unexpected. That's certainly what Slim makes you do, because he's held this one. And he's on the charge to play to his handicap, even though that he's playing absolutely awful. Par 3, 17th, 127 yards, and there's a bit of form coming back. Hit this one, pin high, and I'm thinking to myself, I've got 12 shots here, and if I hold this, I'll be level to my handicap going down the last. And I've played horrific, and I think it just got to me, because I left that one short. So going down the last, it's going to be 1 over my handicap. Can I somehow try and par this to play to my... No, I wouldn't. I'd have to birdie it, wouldn't I, to play to my handicap. So, and that's not going to happen after that first. But this was a cracking second shot. This was well over 200 yards, blind, and I hit a beautiful 3-wood down there. And also the third shot was cracking as well, so this was a lovely shot. And if I can hold this nice little 3-footer, I'll have played 1 over my handicap. But again, story of the day, left it short, and I'm going to play 1 over my handicap. So there we have it. It was actually 2 over my handicap, and yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was more windier than anything at Wynyard, so I'm not going to sort of be upset about that. I think I recovered quite well after being literally bogey golf all the way around. So yeah, happy with that, and that is episode 4 done. Episode 5 will be coming out soon. It will be the Colt course at Close House, so a special one for all you followers. Make sure you subscribe, follow, like, whatever you can do, share it. That would be greatly appreciated. Peace and love to all, and thank you for watching.